we'll consider bringing out that sculptor.
Yeah, and okay, picks already coming in. Interesting. Ever Sleeping Town a second time around.
We've seen this before when it comes to Red Church. Yeah, they chose it again. So it's they seem to prefer big maps. And we're going to lock in with Ever Sleeping Town. Got to worry about that tram.
Yeah, I mean, just way too many accidents third day into Call of the Abyss. So, you know what? In which case, yeah, with the mechanic as well as the mercenary locked in, XROCK showing that they're not really a team that feels like they need to substitute in the mechanic. Just gonna play towards a composition that would be apt towards the map. And once again, TIANBA's Hunter, no hesitation whatsoever. Dream Witch taken away from me. I'm just gonna get this.
So we did see that the Dream Witch of, the Sculptor of AFU did tie in this map. Now, Xiaoxing cannot afford a tie here. He wants Rock's Hunter.
Yes, and here you have it, folks. The spread of picks once again from XROCK and TIANBA. Let us know in chat who. Come on, come on. It's the first half of the second round between XROCK and TIANBA for day number 3 here at the Call of the Abyss 4 Global Finals. XROCK able to establish a round win, not to mention 2 points in favor of their desire to make it into the semifinals. Can they continue this, or will TIANBA, starting off with Xiaoxing, manage to turn things around and bring TIANBA into a round 3? We'll find out as we head on in. Sculptor, though, looks like has potentially found the first target to Michu in form of SXY.
Yeah, if you note that he didn't bring, he brought confined space, so that would definitely help out his chase, but no detention, so he really needs to be able to push and push away the late game from happening. Gets a great sculptor hit as well as a regular hit to SXY, and now just going over the corner house here, SXY again has that flare gun to use. Xiaoxing is out in the open. SXY is thinking about it, no, saves the flare gun for later and gets an early down of this coordinator. Decent progress, but look, Articuno, the basement is here for Xiaoxing to use. Gonna get this early camp, so it's gonna be a tough rescue, but also on TIANBA's side, it's gonna be quite hard going up there just to be camping around this basement area. Forward, I believe, is trying to duck his way into the area. Let's see who will be making the rescue.
Sneaky coming in from the forward, in which case definitely an unfortunate start here from XROCK, losing out on a comrade earlier on. But you know what, given the composition that they have, this is somewhat not really expected, but considering they don't have a decoder, this is definitely going to hamper their progress a little bit earlier on. But they do want to play towards the tempo set game, so all they need to do is get the rescue, and there you go. Nice time.
Body block coming out of the forward with the Owl. Can he save and escort the coordinator? Gets the hit. Oh wow, excellent hit as well as a coordinator flare gun. Great combination here coming out of XROCK as well as chemistry. SXY vaulting that window now, going to confined space will be a factor here, and look at that swipe from Xiaoxing, able to just harass the forward away, and now he is going to lock his eyes and set it on SXY.
Yes, and look at SXY dodging, ducking, and weaving all around those sculptures. Great job in which case, and just beautiful coordination, beautiful synergy coming in from XROCK right now to try to keep this coordinator alive and well, but Xiaoxing already starting to close some distance, so have to be very careful. Again, the body blocks are coming in from T, but how long can they come in? Beautiful dodges, but the tricky part is, can go over the pallet. Yes, actually does manage to find success. Xiaoxing forced to just drop it as SXY continues to buy time for the team. A little bit of a steady build up here on the Cypher, so it's really going to come down to how much time SXY can buy, but falls in the end.
Wow, that was an excellent juke there by XXY, but then again, there wasn't much to work with, so bought a lot of time, actually, with 2 ciphers already popping. The Priestess is still out and about, like, being able to put these global portals as well as the holy keys just to help with the survivors of the exit strategies, and going with the stairs just so that the sculptor's chisel won't be able to be a factor. Now T will be the one to go on rescue duty. No tide turner, so SXY's rebound kite is very important in this scenario here.
Yes, and SXY just trying to establish as much distance as possible. Already going to take an initial hit. Just one more sculpture smashed in onto SXY, and that could be a good done deal as the first survivor out of the game. And there you go, XROCK's SXY is going to go down, but it is all good. XROCK was able to maximize the time that the coordinator was able to buy, and look at this teleport will be coming in. Is it going to be the right one though? Yes, it actually is, as they pop the fourth one. So XROCK is going to try to have to think, will they be able to lure the sculpture away from that cipher? But that might not be the case. But Billy actually falls.
Billy going down would definitely be a momentum shift for TIANBA, especially after getting that downed and out coordinator. But again, we still have one cipher remaining. The sculptor can definitely camp that out and definitely defend accordingly, because the tide turner was already used. I believe it is the seer that will try to gain the attention or try to pop it. But it is T that is going for the gain the attention of Tao Xing. But the forward is being rescued now. Still T over at corner house, trying to gain so much attention away from the cipher. They are working on another one, Articuno, because I think this one is definitely way too hot for them to be able to touch.
Yes, and I love this precaution coming in from XROCK, in which case making sure to try to heal up when they can, just so that they're, in case another chase happens, they're at full health. Now, big question is, how much time can T build up here? They are starting to work on that alternative cipher here.
Yeah, if you notice, T was actually building on an owl. Just a few more like looks and ganders at that sculptor, he'd be able to get it. Now shifting his attention, because he realizes that I think I'm taking too much time with this seer. I definitely have to try to see what other ciphers are popping, but now attention is being bought by this forward. Not so much football left for him to be able to use, so has to utilize the structures, and we see that the dungeon is there. Billy dropping that pallet just to gain a little more distance away. Now shifting over to the graveyard. Nice rotation so far. Can he make it to vault? But not quite. Tao Xing again with a excellent swipe, and this is a downed forward going for that chair once again, but the ciphers have been being pushed.
Yes, and gosh, YJJ already in the vicinity though. Let's check out the progress on these ciphers. So it does seem like they should be near ready to pop that once they're able to get the optimal rescue on this board. Now, there you go.
Oh,
the save comes in right away, and the pop.
Oh my gosh, just like that. Again, we're just lost for words here when it comes to the end game, because they even want to catch not just the hunter off guard, but everyone watching off guard. Tao Xing now has to pick up the pieces of this scenario here. Billy again being a very slippery target, being such a hard survivor to down. Billy able to jump vault that window, while we see the seer already working on an exit gate. Watch out, gotta look both ways before across the street. Now Tao Xing still being able to try to go for it, but the holy keys are going to be a huge factor. Billy making his way towards that side of the map, but the dungeon is right there. Tao Xing is ready to guard it with his life though, but the exit is already open. The dungeon gates are open. Tao Xing waiting for his chisel to be used just so he can be able to down Billy. Can he make it in time though? Billy dropping a lot of these pallets just so he'll have something to work with, and look at that. It's a foot race, Articuno. Billy on his way to that exit. Can he make it?
Yes, Tao Xing, though, teleport will come in just so that he's the first one, and Billy is forced to just back away, skedaddle to maybe just go for that dungeon instead. Question is, can he make it? Sculptors are coming in left and right, takes quite a bit of damage, has to start ducking and weaving. Luckily manages to salvage himself, but Tao Xing is starting to gain some distance, gain some momentum. Can Billy make it in time? Those sculptors are coming in, and down he falls.
Oh my gosh, that was so close. He was inches away from the dungeon, but Tao Xing able to just reserve his teleport to cut off the corner of Billy's
him. So, but on the flip side, this does allow a mercenary mechanic as well as a seer to go through. So that's another level of trickiness that he's going to have to deal with. But of course, it will depend on how the first few seconds will play out.
Based on this ban, Bobo going for a cowboy here. We've been baited before. We don't want to say it just yet, but based on the bans, not sure if he's gonna try to. Usually, you'd want to see a mercenary ban if you want to go for that Dream Witch, right? So, AFU thinking. I don't know if he has another hunter coming out of his pool, but I'm definitely curious to see what he has to offer. But based on this lineup, they do want to be able to protect that that mechanic. Now, Bobo with the Cowboy would definitely be a wild card in terms of composition, but no, going over to the Gravekeeper, thinking of a solid lineup when it comes to the international team. Gravekeeper, once again, known to be the substitute of the Mercenary, so AFU is definitely going to have to time his aggression right, because the Gravekeeper can deter the Hunter in downing him, especially when he gets those shovels, as well as getting in that dig state. Mercenary, we all know he's a very pesky survivor to down, and that Seer has always been an old but gold composition, like one of the members of the known composition here in Call of the Abyss.
Yes, and okay, yeah, TIANBA just kind of thought of it at the last moment, but decided that, you know what, this composition is pretty darn good, let's go ahead and lock that in. AFU, how is he going to respond to this? Like you said, Axboy is kind of up in the air right now, along with some other picks which could ideally come into play, but okay, it will be the Dream Witch that is going to come out to play, and no hesitation, just locks that in as well.
Okay, quite interesting here to see AFU's Dream Witch. AFU's Dream Witch with a band forward as well as a Priestess. Priestess, I get forward, very interesting. So no stunners in this lineup to hamper the chase of AFU. Of the second half here in Ever Sleeping Down, you are seeing AFU's Dream Witch at the center here, trying to scout out and sweep out some survivors as he moves around. Does spot one of them coming from that structure in the house. Yozi, though, we are going to see a plant of the Mechanic's doll, and we are seeing detention as well as trump card, a classic persona trait of this very dangerous Dream Witch.
Good start here, in which case going to down that doll right away, so that's going to be a little bit of a breather here for AFU as he just continues on to commit towards the actual chase. So stars aligning for this Hunter towards the start, but question is, will it go the full galaxy for our Hunter? And okay.
Oh, wow, look at that timed doll drop. Excellent timing on Yozi, using the Mechanic's doll to just buy more time. Beautiful stuff, but we have one less body to worry about, so the main decoder now is technically a blank slate, Articuno.
Yes, that's a really good way to put it, in which case, and AFU not going to be slowing down whatsoever, going to try to continue out the pressure wherever he can, continues the pressure onto this Mechanic. Seer Owl will come in, 2 followers are committed, just going to go straight for the whack, in which case we'll just continue. AFU wanting to make sure that he stays within radius, just so that these chases will continue nice and fluid.
Yeah, looking at the Cypher progress, though, 5 still remain, but all of them, 3 of them are being pushed. So AFU, taking his time, he really wants to down this Mechanic because he would definitely put a lot of pressure, gets the first hit on the Mechanic. We are going to see a switch on the bodies here. Yozu still gaining so much traction away because AFU did hit him with that leech. AFU going for another leech probably to try and find it. Oh no, goes for the Patroller just to stop the Mechanic in her tracks.
Yes, doesn't want to waste any time whatsoever, and this Mechanic is as good as down. Mission accomplished here for AFU as he brings his first victim to the rocket chair. Not really much of a long way to go, and look at this, playing the full defense. Not to mention,
I would say that was a great drop on the Patroller, because I believe that the Mechanic was trying to go for that tram ride, just so to gain way more distance away. So dropping that Patroller is really good. It would kind of sacrifice 2 Cyphers, but still having a Mechanic down is definitely good, as well as no more doll. And you see that he was forcing the Gravekeeper to use that shovel. So this is what the Dream Witch loves doing, just deteriorating all the resources possible. Kinke going for the save, gets the rescue, but gets hit in the process. We are going to see a great rebound kite from Yozu, going to go over to these pallets. Can she be able to drop it? Yes, she does.
Wow, but actually a little bit of a miss out right there, as this Mechanic will get a nice transition over to the graveyard. The chase will continue. Definitely a bit of a frustration here for AFU, but you know what? It is all good. Cypher progress is looking very, very good for TIANBA, though, so have to be a bit careful. That will be the fall of the Mechanic, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with this strap onto the rocket chair. That
Basement
was,
though.
wow.
Basement. Okay, this is gonna definitely be a game changer in terms of them going for these rescues, because the Gravekeeper can definitely go for it. Has one shovel remaining. Tide Turner will definitely be a way to escort. Mercenary does use already the Tide Turner, has 3 elbow pads ready. Bobo getting that hit in, so it's gonna be harder to rescue, but it seems like King K is on the case, gonna try to wait and drop down, but we do have a leeched follower waiting for that Mercenary. Elbow pad's gonna be used, delayed effect would happen, but Yozi gets free. Mercenary is trying to body block with his life, sandwiching himself right in the middle. Yozi going back and forth, gets the Mercenary hit. Yozi is off free. He is committing to the Mercenary though.
Yes, gonna, you know, might as well, since this Mercenary was already down and you're already near a basement. But this is good progress coming from TIANBA. Look at that Cypher progress. One is already ready for the pop-in. And
oh wow, again just shifting his attention away from the Mercenary, gets leeched, switches to Blink, so that's something to take note of. But and again, he's shifting his priority all the way to the center Cypher, just so that he'll add a little more pressure and give himself a little more time, because no survivors have been set back to the manor just yet.
Yes, and there we go. That's going to be the down onto 1 survivor. Can he go for more, though? This is a bit tricky. All 4 survivors up and kicking, but a lot of damage across the board as well. Here comes the... Actually, 2 of them already suffering damage, so it looks like Mechanic will be the prime choice here. Will Mercenary make it in time for the block? And yes, he is!
Yes, he does. King K able to block that. Gravekeeper's first time on that rocket chair. That Mercenary has been the saving grace of this Mechanic. And now we're going to see him go down already. But again, this Mechanic has gotten so much time and attention away from the rest of the survivors. We are seeing the Seer push that. We haven't seen the Seer this entire time, so he has been decoding a lot of these ciphers. We're gonna see a double chaired, a tandem chair. Yozi still making sure that he's away from this Dream Witch, because she's already seen 2 rounds on the rocket chair.
Yes, and oh man, this is looking pretty good. Another hit coming in, but you know what? It's all good. This Seer has the luxury of going for a save before the pop, but AFU is already on the case, though. So much pressure on the Seer right now to try to go above and beyond and get the save in. Yeah. Still very healthy, though, so can't afford a hit. There you go. Takes the hit and instantly gets the rescue onto Bobo.
Wow, did you see that body block? Put himself in the middle of the chair and the Seer to delay that. Now, shifting his priority to Yozi just because that's the earliest reward. Gonna go to that Gravekeeper. Now you see the Seer thinking of where he's gonna be going, because 3 of his survivors or comrades are being chaired. 1 already back, 2 already back in the manor. Articuno, it's looking pretty good for AFU.
What is going on? Just when you thought that TIANBA was going to get the full benefit of all 4 survivors, AFU just goes into plus ultra. The micromanagement going into this, making sure that all the followers are doing business on each of the survivors. It's just a complete 180 from what we thought this direction was going for TIANBA.
That's the thing. You can never sleep on the Dream Witch, and we are going to see a 4K, 5 points on AFU. Put some respect on his Dream Witch.